Hello and welcome to today's Vodreview. We're gonna review Mr. Maybach over here at Reddit. Can you all see the problem on my performance? It's if it is me a problem or a team issue. I can't read, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'm better talking than reading. User Maybach. Currently I'm stuck at the Diamond 1 rank and I'm having trouble with either teammates being stuck here of him. I'm the problem even though I play really good. Yeah, as usual the disclaimer. If your teammates are good or bad and so on really does not matter at all. What matters for you is have consistently good habits. This is what will make you climb, make you improve. Improve on the habits, you will improve on the rank. And your rank is more of like a statistical occurrence, like after long periods of games. So winning any individual game is more or less gambling. But winning across like 100 games more often than you lose is a statistics. And that comes from good habits. And as you see now, we are out in the open, in the middle of nowhere, doing nothing. Let's hope it's gonna get better. So, right now, you could have been dead to Widow headshot. In general, there is some theories about how defenses work. And there's some adaptation needed to be done to your teammates and to your enemies. So right now, basics, the very basics is the enemies have to walk around this corner. That's a very fat marker. Okay, we have make it smaller. And that is where we want to shoot. Now the thing is, Orisa right now can take some damage because she's out in the open, but then she will use her cooldowns. Sierra right now is unkillable. So first thing first, this is too far for a soldier range, so this is a very inefficient fight for us. If this would be anything else, like a Widow, like an Ashe, like a Hanzo, like a Sojourn, like whatever, that outranges us, we are really big trouble. We are trading very inefficiently. So our goal is not to damage whatever is back here, it's fully irrelevant. Our goal is to shoot whatever enters this hallway. Right, what enters once this hallway. Because if like Orisa walks up to here, and you shoot her now the time back to cover is so long that she's probably gonna die. And that is also true for every squishy. Like if you look at Illari right now, if you shoot the Illari a little bit here now, she shoots a little bit back right now, and then she just goes to cover, and your heal turret just heals her up, and you kind of achieved more or less nothing. It's just a trade. And with trades, it's always the case, trades need to be efficient. You need to do more damage than you take, right? So, because enemies shoot you shoot enemies, one side comes ahead of the trade, and you should make sure that you are coming out ahead, and you do that by having the better range, and the better cover, and the better position. So, how I would approach this fight is, you see, where's your kill box for like Anran and your Mauga? And now this is a little bit weird. Like you have your only Lade back here, you have the Anran close range flanker here, and you have a Mauga quite far forward. So what will happen is Mauga will just poke a little bit and then kite back, and then the team actually will walk through into your actual kill box, which is actually back here. This is where you want to kill the enemies. Because when enemies reach this space, there's nowhere they can go away again anymore. They cannot, like, every pass to cover is too long for them to reach before you can kill them. You with Anran and Mauga and so on. But what you're doing right now is you peek inefficiently the Illari and the Sierra, right? You're out of sight of your range, you have no cover, they have actually better cover than you have no cooldowns that would make this useful, right? So now, what happens is they can shoot you low, you go back into cover, and then when you are out in cover, that is when they're gonna push, and then they can cross the space while you are in cover because you're low HP. Or, while your teammates are healing you and not healing the tank, so then your tank is going to cover. Same principle, it doesn't matter. Like, who gets punished is choice of the enemy team. You're just creating an inefficient situation by peeking this. So you should more or less try to use the cover on the sides. Like here, like inside the door, like inside the upper window, like the fire truck maybe. and shoot not like directly through to the deepest angle you can find, but instead you only want to limit your cover so that you're shooting, that you're looking only at this rectangle. So if the enemy is not inside this rectangle, the enemy cannot see you, which means you will be efficient because the enemies have to walk into your range, and also they have to look at two directions at the same time. So for example, imagine you would be here, right? So what would happen is an enemy walking up here now has to look at your unrun and you at the same time, which is impossible. You can look at only one direction. Tank mitigation goes only to one direction, right? And then you are much more efficient. And of course, the risk is that the enemy flanker or whatever could come up close, and then you are out too close for your range. And so to mitigate that, you kind of can like peek out here carefully a little bit and just poke a little bit more into this direction. So the enemies are coming to this hallway, so they get punished by you. Because then they have to go back again and cannot punish you, and then you can go back and shoot tank again. So your goal is to shoot tank on main, while also holding the lane somewhat. And you kind of use this cover to manipulate how you're walking. And of course, if you're getting pushed, you can still go back to the mini house pack and sprint out. You can still sprint to the high ground, which is a lot harder to push you inside. Right? And if they don't want to push in, you can still rotate to this window and continue shooting from here. You have very good options, you have very good rotations, you're trading very efficiently, you're not overtaking too many resources, and this would improve your entire initial setup by a ton. And now in this case it might not look that way because the enemies don't have too many snipers, but Midtown is a very long range dual map, so things like Ashe, like Sojourn, like Hanzo, like Widow are common here, and even against things like Illari, you can get out-traded. And additionally, we are jumping to make getting hit very, very easy out of cover. So basically, at any point in time, you can get randomly hit by a resource spear and a Illari headshot, and you just roll over and die. We're shooting into Orissa's damage mitigation, which does 0 damage. Stop wasting your time. Literally, like if you just go to cover, it's actually better than shooting here because you're doing 0 damage. So your unrun is actually diving deep, and this is something you can react to, and this is important. If you are back here and you are not wasting your time and your life and your cooldowns, but you actually like keep your leveled head and you keep your ammunition things, you can see, oh, my unrun is currently attacking deep, so then you actually swing around the corner with your unrun together, and then you have the resources to provide pressure onto the enemy team while unrun is attacking. If you are doing this before unrun attacks, you risk that they shoot you, then you have to go into cover with low HP and no ammunition, but then unrun attacks but then you are in trouble because then you cannot help your unrun anymore, right? Because if you are low, then you cannot help your unrun. And then the killer would need to decide, do you heal soldier, do you heal unrun? So you're kind of like creating a situation that is very easy snowball for the enemy team if you play like this. Be careful with this. Like, you can go hard and aggressive and everything, but there needs to be something that warrants it. This is something usually a teammate goes hardcore or an enemy goes hardcore. And then you can either punch the enemy or help your teammate. And that's when you want to be swap from being efficient to being effective. Nice aim though, I like this. Very smooth. I would have gone into cover and placed my healing field here because we want to keep this position a bit longer. Okay, nice. Stop jumping. Stop jumping. Go into cover, you're out in the open. Choose left side cover. Choose right side cover. And right now, Orisa is using her vulnerability. You do not do damage anyway, just go into cover. You're doing nothing, you're just getting shot. Yeah, no, we died out of cover without any chance. And yeah, and this is of course, why do we die? Because we do not contest the right side lane. And that's what I said. We have two jobs. Contest our lane. And only if this lane is free, then we shoot the tank. But your lane is not free. You are getting pushed. And this is already too late, so now you already would have need to be running either to the mega room or to your team. But this is too late. You kind of let them come too close. And generally speaking, there's a high priority on contesting the lanes and shooting the tank, especially if the tank has his damage mitigation ability online, like his swirl, like his armor. These are the times they really focus the most on killing the squishies, but generally shooting squishies is always better than shooting the tank. Nearly always. If there's an equal opportunity. Again, equal opportunity. Of course, if the tank pushes first, you shoot the tank. If the team is lagging behind. Of course, if the tank is AFK and choke and the team pushes, you of course shoot the team. Then there is no choice. Then one target is just so far ahead that you shoot the target. But if you have the choice of contesting this lane or shooting the tank, shooting the squishy is always the better choice. Near without exception. And if you go back in time, when would you actually have to notice this flank going so you have a chance to react to it? Well, right about now, you already have to react to the unrun. Right? And so our position has been overrun. So right now you get attacked from two sides. And this is always an indicator that you're already too late. The moment unrun is in this door, you need to be in this door so you can again reduce your complexity to only one lane again. So you don't peek the entire enemy team, but you actually can use the cover to either shoot the unrun and duel the unrun, and when you duel out, you can again see if you can contest this lane. If this lane is free, you can swap to the next cover and shoot the tank. And you go back and forth, like you need to be aware of things happening on your flank. Defending this flank is very important, it's a good function, but you have to do it. You cannot just shoot the golden skin Orisa. You deal only half damage to the gold skin Orisa, so it's very inefficient use of your time. And also, we're not using rockets. So on this screen, Elara should have been rocketed and dead 1,000 times over. So if you look at this, like strafe here, rocket and shoot, and dope chicken is dead. The Sierra, the enemy Sierra, right? It's a free kill, but you don't see it because you hardlock on the tank. So you are basically, you have not selected your fight. You have been just standing on main. This is what I call AFK main. You're just standing on main, just holding left click. You choose nothing, the enemy choose how they engage you. You don't choose your range, the enemy choose their range. You don't choose cover, the enemy just run you over. And you just stand there until you're dead. Basically. So there's a lot of strategies you can apply. But you have to... But I think the most simple breakdown is, as I said, like have a lane where you can shoot a tank or contest the lane. And if the lane is occupied, or focus the lane. If you get overrun, you fall back. If you get like attacked from two different angles, you fall back to the next cover behind you. No, wrong direction. And the thing is, like your aim, like from what I've seen, your aim might be the best aim in this entire lobby. Like you might be the best aimer here, but your choose of fights is just so atrocious that that you doesn't apply. It's like. And this is a lot better because now. We let the enemies run into the hallway, right? The enemies have to commit to this push, and now they are attackable from you, from this side, and from anyone from this side. So now you have a split attack. This is exactly what you want, right? Right? In this position, you would not want to like go to this taxi and shoot the Sierra, because then you kind of get shot from the right side and everything, and this is like a longer range and like whatever. It's less weird, right? And the same situation just mirrored. And here you're doing good. That's a small tip. Aim first, shoot second. So you have good aim, then use it. So right now, you're just holding on left click for no reason. You didn't really aim. You just pressed left click and then just try to aim after you press left click. Aim first, then left click. And if you fall off target, just stop shooting. This is trigger discipline. Just re-aim and then start shooting again. Just always aim first, shoot second. It's not only important for like ammo preserving and like damage or whatever, but it literally gives you the training for aiming better because you force yourself to aim first. This will improve your aim by a lot. At this point in time, I would rather take my time and go more high ground or more like a little bit more distance. So we're not attacking with the tank at the same corner. Because again, as DPS, you do not need to take damage, you want to apply damage, we want to be efficient. Yeah, and this is of course suicide. This is actually what we didn't want to do. So right now, we are getting attacked by all angles available, 3 angles at least. We are in front of our tank. While our tank needs healing, so instead of healing my tank, the support now needs to heal you, otherwise you die. Like, it's very inefficient and also not effective because these people also will not die. You have no one attacking, no one pushing. This is not something you can do. You have to give space and kite back and continue shooting. You have to keep shooting, you cannot run this. Now, that being said, you can do this, but the risk is very high. This is like a high risk, high reward gameplay. Because the thing is, the moment you walk there, your enemies could have just pushed through. This is why I do not like this play. And you also see, like, even though you're in a good position, you also gave up the lane to the enemy unrun. So, in the best case, it's just even. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong doing this. And by basically, with you being back here and just applying pressure and then shooting the other contesting your lane, this would be more safe with roughly the same output. Because now you actually have to pop off to make this work, otherwise you have thrown the game. Yeah, and you see, our team is just dead. Because our pressure on main is missing. Now, plays like this usually work if you are set up on the angle first before the enemies push. Then you wait until the correct amount of enemies walk through. And then when they have walked through, you sneakily peek out and shoot them from the side when they don't expect it. Then it kind of works a lot better. If you disengage from an ongoing fight, like, you choose your position more or less pre-fight. And then use like micro gaps during the fight to reposition. But you cannot just fully disengage from an ongoing fight and just make these huge rotations. This just takes too much time. And so you see, even though like your output was good, like you distracted 2 people, you took all the cooldowns, they ulted you, you still got a kill on Anna, it was all very good, right? But you gave up your lane and the pressure for that, so it was still not worth it in the end. So even this very good outcome is still not good enough. That's what I'm trying to say for this play. There is a time and a place for this type of flanks, but this was not the time and place for it. So I do not want to discourage you from taking angles and flanks and so on. They are very, very good. But you cannot like disengage from like start on main, just shoot them for 2 hours, and then just go away and just let them run in when they're already close. Now this is very risky because there's nothing to fight for, but your tank close it. But ideally you would still kite back while doing this into this door and shoot from this cover. So you can again contest this lane at least. You have the health pack and you can run into high ground, good options. And you're under better range and can apply more pressure more consistently for longer. Now the time with tank was very good. But you see, like if you risk the third round just pierce you, just die. You are just dead. So it's kind of like more on the lack of events from the enemies that you live, rather than your own skill. And you want to be in control. By the way, is this console? I think it's console, right? Yeah, fight is lost, don't jump down, just stay up and shoot. Now, chances of living here are very slim, so we can distract them a little bit, hope that Adnan escapes. Which he does, and now stop taking damage, heal field, and just survive until you have a team. Nice. Tracking, but we still died. And again, and why do we die? Because we're fighting 1 versus 5. This is what I mean. Like, even though this looks juicy to shoot at, you are not fighting 1-on-1, you are fighting multiple people. Like, the Sierra gets healed by her Ilari turret. How do they lose my opacity? I have no low opacity marker, I have no idea why. Oh, okay, I think no. Yes. Okay, now we are back. The Ilari gets healed and the enemy is shooting you, so you kinda, this is Anna's range, you just do good damage. And we are walking out of cover. Right? Like if you can poke a little bit, but you have to be closer to cover. Like you have to walk backwards and into cover while she does that. Because walking backwards will reduce the angle of they can shoot, right? So if you look at this from the side, if you just go to ground level, so if you are up front here, you're not that tall, I know, then you can be shot like from all angles, right? But if you're further back, then or you can only be shot from this angle, right? So walking further back is good on high ground situations, and walking into cover would be a good in high ground situation. Now you don't need to use this cover, you could also use this door. Usually I prefer the door because it just has a nice like disengage, and you can contest this lane and prevent them from jumping high ground. So this is kind of very efficient positioning where I always like to fork. Where you can choose right side or you walk left side. You walk right side, you walk left side and deal whatever is necessary. But yeah. Standing still is fine if you have been in cover already, but you are too late and Anna's damage already taking us down. And this is now the worst case. This is worse than dying what you've just done. Because your team is now ready for a team fight. They're already team fighting, basically. But now they're down 1 player. They're now 4 versus 5. And this type of action will not only lose a team fight, it will also give the enemies more ult clutch, will also lose the next 3 team fights, basically. This is, like, if you want to fix any of your gameplay and you want to choose one thing, this is it. Do not stagger. Fight grouped only. There is no exception. That is the absolute quintessential of everything in Overwatch. You need players. You need the amount of players. If you don't have the amount of players, don't fight. And the second thing is, if you can't control the payload, don't fight. Like, if there's no chance to get the control over the payload. Yeah, we're just running it down somewhat, though there's no finesse in this. Like, there's not really anything going on. We didn't need to ult into this. Like, also, it's like a very weak attack. Like, you see, it's very easy defendable. So it's better to, like, go for your angle first, like, somewhere like this. Where you have some cover, you can shoot, and then there's some trade going on, and then you pop ult when they push, or your team pushes. Or the other one pushes, like... basically being here just shooting would be now worth more than your ult, because again, you pressure the tank. So you are in cover, you are in line of sight to your supports, you pressure the tank, and you control the lane. Now in this case, of course, you control a lot. So you have to be careful. If the enemies would be positioned differently, this would be over peaking, because you would peak this, and this, and this, and this. There are too many angles. But how the enemies are positioned, it would be fine. Of course, if the enemies would have control all angles, you kind of have to limit your angles. So like, you could be like here, so you control the tank and the high ground. Or you could be on this cover, so you control... Yeah, this is somewhat the same, honestly. I don't know. But of course, you could also sprint through to back here. And this is something that your teammates cannot do. But of course, you're late to the fight, so sprinting is not an option here right now. Yeah, but just ulting to shoot the tank is usually not strong enough. You want to have an angle first. An angle means you can shoot something that's not a tank. That's all an angle means. So right now, the team is oriented in this direction. Right? The enemy team is pushing like this direction. And so, this is an angle onto the enemy backline. This is true, but this is too close. But this is actually an angle. And of course, there are 3 other angles are this door down here, shoot from the side. So you go down there and shoot from here. More or less the only option right now. And of course, the other angle would be to go up and fight the unrun, but yeah. Not many angles available, that's why I would not go for this play, because you cannot have an angle here. This is all just more or less cleanup, so it's not very exciting, that's why we skip it. Like, it really doesn't matter that much. Careful now, the worst thing that can happen is that you die. And there's go high ground! Yeah, definitely go high ground in this case. Sorry. Yeah, high ground. Again, gives you very fine control over how deep you peek, depending on how far forward you stay. It gives you good cover options. It gives you control over the lanes that you want to control. And it gives you good options to, like, go harder and drop behind them, go around and flank them from the side, or fall back to your team. Like, very many options. You can also flank this direction, of course. Very many options. So, definitely go high ground if you have time. Yeah, again, we are running closer. So right now you're kind of not taking angles, but instead you kind of just run closer and then away again. This is not good. Instead, try to rotate. So instead of running in lines forward and backwards, try to rotate. So you want to apply damage here. You want to apply damage there, but there's a tank in front. So what do? You take this as pivot point, and you rotate around into this hallway. Into this area, You rotate around this point, so you can shoot past the tank, basically. And then you use cover and good aim and good movement and health packs and your cooldowns to win the situation. And until the enemies push you out, and then you just disengage. Yeah. This is a rotation, but it's a very, very long one and a very late one. So you see how your tank is half dead before you arrive? So if you do this, but just earlier, that will be really, really good. So this is the right idea, it's just like so late. Don't have to run forward. Just stand and shoot. No? There are enemies, you know there are enemies from this side and the enemies down here. So why not just stand here and shoot the Sierra, shoot the turret, and then you can decide if you like go up or go this corner. Ideally you want to keep your range. You have a 30-meter range of your soldier, fight at 30-meter range. If you are closer, the Unrun will get you, and the Orisa and Unrun will punish you. Well, technically also Sierra. And if you're further, the Ilaria and the Enna will punish you. Because they have better healing, basically. So they can snipe better. With the Ilaria turret. Yeah, so this really should not work. Like, you should just die here to a sleep dart and stuff. And you get anti-nated, and the Orisa's ignoring you. So you kind of go through with it, but this is really a very punishable play. And again, the decision if you live or die here is more on the Orisa than on you. That's why this is a cheese. This is the definition of a cheese. Like you have no real win condition. It depends more on if the enemies know how to react to you or if they don't know. And then if you win a game like this, then you climb a little bit higher. The enemies know how to react, and then you just get beaten down again. So you kind of cannot like make consistent progress. You cannot improve your gameplay because again, this gameplay is not improvable because it depends on if the Orisa can turn around or not. More or less, and not so much if you play good or bad. We're on high ground, very good. Instead of like strafing around here, I would prefer the right side cover from the start and just shoot from the cover. And then when the time is ripe, you push it to the right side. So when you know that they are not pushing this lane, then you can push this lane. But starting this right side, you're kinda at the same angle as your entire team. So you see like Ilaria shoots here, you shoot here, Kiriko shoots here, Anran shoots here, and Mauga just exists there. So you see everyone's on the same angle. So instead having a split angle as far as possible would be better. And of course, at this point in time, because your Mauga is up front, you can be here and shoot from there. And technically, because you have legs, you are fast, you could also be starting here. It would also work, but then you have to run away fast. So basically you hide here, you strafe out, so basically you hide, man, come on, control. You hide in this corner, or up here, doesn't really matter. The enemies are looking in this direction, so you have a free rocket to left click kill on whatever this is, and then you run away. Would also work. So you can go deeper, but then you have to run away fast. Don't get closer. Save your range. Exactly, good. But don't hardlock on the tank. Don't hardlock on the tank. You see the Adran pushing. You know there's an enemy top right there. I didn't want to mark the Orisa, I want to mark the high ground. Like shooting Orisa when nothing else is happening is correct, but as soon as something better arrives on your screen, shoot something better. And you see how, like... Okay. My favorite perk choice, let's go. And again, now you have to push late, but ideally you would have like rotated here earlier. But yeah, it's fine. Going out here is fine. Again, I just would have kept my distance a little bit more, but it's really okay. Okay, cleaning up is good. We're going... Again, you could take the time to walk onto this high ground. It's also fine. Because you have the option to just drop down back here and then you are safe. Or run back down and push harder from the side. So good options. Yeah, but choose one position, fight the position. Like you kind of need to start shooting and stop running. Like just choose any angle, corner, and just fight there. Like we are running kind of away while our team is not running, and we know our team is not running, so we're kind of running very far. So again, like your position should be relative to your team, so it should be around here, or ideally on this high ground, or shoot from down here, like maybe from here. This might be a good position, so you can control this lane. And again, strive right side and shoot the tank, and control the lane. Like, might be good. Nice. Aim looks good. Okay, happens. Got caught out in the cover after a kill.
I'm still fighting.
It's not the worst. We ignore it for now. So again, we go for the flank, but we are late. Our tank is already dead. And again, the angle of the flank is very, very good, but the timing is a little bit off. So let's look at this in detail. Because right now we're coming from spawn, our teammates exist there already. Now we see our tank pushing and fighting. And like, then you also just have to fight. And the thing is always, now of course he died to an ult, so it's kind of a bit of nothing burger. But the thing is always, if you see this, you just need to create an angle as fast as you can. So with your teammates being in this doorway, this direction, the fastest angle you can create is this taxi. And shoot from here. Because again, then you control this pace on the high ground and of course a little bit of the low ground. And you can then later improve this position by walking up here. And if you want to go deep and harder, you jump onto this thing. But not while Rizza's down there, of course. But depending on how the fight prolongs, and then you can just jump around to here and then jump from here to the bus. And like deepen your high ground angles. And then if this is cleared, you can push through this window. Again, always rocket jumps. But yeah. So we arrived to the fight very late and we arrived at the wrong distance and into an enemy ult. Didn't hear the Jetta's footsteps, unfortunate. Happens. We're running out of cover, the point is gone. Like, the team ult here is very painful. Because this fight is fully useless. And see, there's an enemy Anna shooting you in the back. Like, that's an Anna. Like, we hear the sleep dart. Probably you think that's your own sleep dart because it's coming from your, like... What is happening here? What in the... What am I watching? And you see, Anna has a very good flank timing here. Hold on. Oh, walking out of the flank is a little bit much, but yeah, that's the funniest play I've seen the entire day, I have to say. Well played, Anna. Well played. I like this one.
60 seconds remaining.
Go high ground.
We have to stop the payload.
Go cover left side. Shoot from here. Just shoot the shield, and then deepen to here. Yeah. And then you can make this here after you win. Yeah, and this is the result. So like, the reason you died to special is because you are fighting here, right? Like, where's your cover? Where's your path? Where are your options? You have nothing. You're in the center of the road. You have the furthest distance from all cover. So cover is like here and here and here, and like you are the furthest away from all covers available. This is like the worst position you could have chosen, and you are actually in front of your tank. Just died. So yeah, be a little bit more. Like you, like, I think you understood the theory, right? You see this position is bad. So why do we go in these positions? Why do we end up in these positions? Because we have the habit of running until we find an enemy. And this is wrong. This is a mistake. Right now you're just running until you find an enemy. Right? You run, oh, an enemy, and now you start shooting. But where have you run to? Right? Instead, you are spawning, your teammates are fighting. So you first think, where is the kill box of my team? Where do we want to fight? And this is a weird choice by my team. So in this case, we are defensive, so we think we want not to fall back, and usually you punish enemies when they enter this kill box here or this room. Right? And then you think, okay, which angle is reachable from where I am, where I can pressure this position? That is already... Here's already not so bad. So you can pressure partially, then you can go here and pressure from here. And you can pressure the angle already, and maybe you can be cheeky and go inside here as well. And then you have established your position. And that's the important thing. You establish your position relative to your teammates. You do not run until you find enemies. You want to fight together with your team. You want to shoot at the same position, so to speak. Until you are flanking and angling. Which you cannot do if you come back from spawn. And again, this flanking and angling comes later. Like if you are here and you're having good output, and you actually win the fight, then you angle. But if you lose the fight, and you fall, and you shoot and you fall back here, look what happens. You fall back into this room, and now, suddenly you have an angle again. Because, like, your unrun is here, your maximum source is here, And then you would be on the left side, including this direction. So you would have an angle if you establish this position. So either your team wins and then you can deepen your position and have an angle, or the enemy wins and your position gets an angle by default because the team is kiting away. And that is the important thing, that you can shoot the enemies while your team is kiting away. Because you have a safe and stable position, you can use your damage, your aim, your good damage output to help your teammates survive by pressuring from a safe position. If you're in an unsafe position yourself, you have to run together with your team. Because right now you can't help anyone, you have to be running. Right? If you would be in a good position, you wouldn't need to be running. Well, Battle Ult, you would still have to be running, of course, but then the ladder wouldn't be ult at the same time because you would have been split. Battle Ult is a little bit weird one. It's fine. Where's the kill box? Here's your tank. Run towards an angle and shoot from the angle. And here again, good door, you can choose what you want to shoot, what you want to fight, place a healing field, just contest this until your team has established positions. Right now, you are peeking Sierra, Orisa, you see this spear pointing at you, you see the spear already pointing at you, I don't have to draw, Sebastian. Anna can just swing you around maybe as well, Sleep Dart, Antinate, and you are in front of your tank. So now again, your supports have to decide, do I have to heal my tank or do I have to heal my soldier? Because it's inting. And taking away heals from your tank is not good. Rather, flank around. Don't just run until you find enemies. Look at where your teammates are. Find the next closest off angle to the death box, kill box where you are. This is good. We are strafing out a little bit far. Like, a small tip, but if you want to go for this play, it's usually better to run deeper and have like this somewhat from behind approach. So because then your angle from your tank will be deeper, and so this is your tank, and then you would be here. So the rule for this is, the more resources you have, the bigger your angle can be, and you have not only your cooldowns but also Mega Health Pack and your ultimate. So your angle needs to be maxed because you have all the resources you can have. You're full of resources right now, so you need to have a very deep angle. Like if you didn't have your ultimate, this play would be probably fine. Just stand here, like shoot try a little bit here, heal pack, try contest the high ground a little bit, you know, do a little bit shooting here, shoot a little bit there. But you have resources, go for it. Go a little bit deeper. And additionally, I want to say time. You do not only want to have the split from your team, you also want to have the timing with your team. So, right now, how many of your teams are attacking? And really no one. I know it looks like your tank is fighting, but he really is just shooting the Orisa shield. With his only cooldown. Strong play. Right? So if you live here a little bit longer, until your teammates have established positions, right about now. So we just shoot here until now, until we see our teammates do this. Right? So now, our teammates have achieved their position. So we have a Mauger on the tanking on the corner, what we want. We have the backline having an angle to the unrun. And now, this is now you want to rotate around and start flanking hard from here or here, depending on how the enemies react. This will be a good time to now go for the ult play. Because then your team could capitalize on it. We swap to Bastion. There is no need to swap to Bastion. Soldier was fine. As Bastion, of course, like, the issue is the same. We walk forward until we see enemies. We are out in the open. We have no cover. We are in the center of the hallway, shooting around Orisa shield while peeking 5 enemies. Right? There's nothing changed. Bastion is the same. You need to be in cover. Limit the amount of targets that see you. If you shoot shield, 0 targets. If you go left side, you can fight this thingy. Like, just stay in cover and shoot. But instead you are out of cover and you're feeding. And even after we got so low, we still continue feeding. So definitely not a team issue, but a you issue. Definitely. And this is a team issue because you are not using your teammates properly. You're just walking until you find enemies and then shoot. And you shoot very well, that is correct. But you, like, there's no like playing around your team. No angling, no timing, no like adaptation to your resources. Like having more or less life doesn't matter to you. You still just keep shooting, right? Like if you are not able to stop taking damage by going to cover, it's your fault for dying, not your support's fault. That is an important concept. Sometimes the supports can react fast and heal you during the fight, but this is not something that can happen on a regular basis. It's a good play exception. Like sometimes the stars align and everything plays well, and then you can like stay and shoot and fight, and you get healed. But you always need to be so much in control over your character that you say, okay, I do not get enough healing, I just go into cover and stop feeding. You need to have this control over your character. Otherwise it's your fault. Poor dynamite. Poor position. Like again. The sniper angles exists. Right? You can just walk here and shoot from here. You can go to high ground, shoot from here. Good options. There's a mini health back here, by the way. So if you want to rotate, you can coach gun from here over into cover with a health pack and then swing around from here, shoot the tank. You know. Poor positioning. We just swing around first corner without a team in a tank. So they are peeking through enemies without cover, out in the open. Wasted dynamite, we aimed at nothing, we just heated it. So at this point I think you're kinda tilted and raging a little bit. Because this is really not playing at all anymore. While you had redeeming qualities on Soldier, like you sort of try to aim your rockets, you try to aim for the enemies, you like looked, oh, the enemies, low HP in the background, you're not playing the game anymore. You are just walking and left clicking. Like imagine you have dynamite now for the Sierra. Stay in cover. Go in angle and shoot from cover. You can deepen to shoot the Anna. You can do it shallow and shoot the tank. That's not so important for me right now. Right now for me it's only important that you have the habit of actually shooting from cover. Reach the position first, then shoot what is shootable easiest from that position. And by the way, imagine we have dynamite for the clump of enemies. Dynamite. Okay, unlucky with the May wall. Doesn't matter. Yeah. And teamfight is lost. We have done basically nothing with this entire teamfight. And you can see that we have the lowest ult charge. We have really zero output. We have not been in cover, we have been taking damage, we have been required healing to do nothing. And this is the worst kind of feeding. Like not only you did nothing, but you also required healing the entire time because you're constantly out of cover, constantly too close. You have a 60-meter ranged weapon. You have the longest range in the lobby. Except Anna, of course. And then they will always also have no fallout. But they're projectiles, that they don't count. You have a long range weapon. Why are you in Reaper range? Right? Why are we in Reaper range? Like, the door here exists. You can go inside. The hallway here exists. You can go back here. The corner here exists. You can shoot from here. Also onto Orisa. Right? You can stay on range. Stay on range. But I think the team is fine. Crosshair placement is a little bit low. Again, we'll go left side. Don't stack with the team, but rotate. Where's the dynamite? Like, what are we dynamiting? Dynamite is a targeted ability. You really need to play a game where like 2 seconds before dynamite comes off cooldown, you think, what do I want to dynamite? What is reachable? How do I throw it? From which position do I throw it? And then you start rotating towards this position where you can land good dynamites. Every single dynamite need to burn 2 or 3 people. That's how you generate tons of pressure and ult charge, and then you get Bob first every team fight. And then you also don't need aim. That's the entire point of Ashe. Nice, strafe aim. But no cover, no life. We keep peeking. We should be dead now. Enemies also cannot aim. That's fine, we live. Where are we walking? Yeah, we have not hit a single dynamite so far. No, not one. I really mean, I'm a Master 5, Master 4 round Ashe player. And every single dynamite I throw it on cooldown, but because the cooldown comes offline, I think, how do I burn anything useful there? And every single dynamite burns at least 1 player behind cover, or 2 or 3 enemies that I could not reach otherwise. And additionally, you go for the dynamite with the, like you have the perk, right? You have the perk. And what it does is you throw your dynamite, explode it with your E button and headshot at the same time. Then go like, bam. 2 hits at the same time is a one-shot for everything. Everything dies. Maybe not instantly, but after the burn. With everything, I mean squishies, of course. Calm aim. Yeah, flicking up is weird. Good coach gun, weird dynamite. Yeah, again, we are just eating all cooldowns are just heated anywhere. I think you're not a regular Edge player. I think you're more from the Soldier player. And you should have, like, you had no reason to swap off Soldier at all. Stick with Soldier, you don't need Best, you don't need Edge, don't play them at all. Like, it's pointless in your situation. Really stick to Soldier and focus on getting to the right distance at the right time at the right angle. High ground window exists. Right, your tank can capture the point because you're pushing, you want to be safe. Go safe. Nice. Nice. I like this. Please, aim your dynamites. Thank you. Then, yes. Again, squishes first. Don't shoot. Like, don't default to shoot the tank. Look first if there's a good target available. If there's no good target, then shoot the bad target, which is a gold skin Orisa. Nice headshots. Yeah, late dynamite in his corners. Doesn't do much usually. The Zenyatta is available. Don't shoot the tank. Shoot the Zenyatta. Nice. You see Xana, it's fine. Xana is very sneaky. It's not the first time she's shooting you in the back. Xana knows her Sombra plays. Oh, did we do it? Shoot the Zenyatta, not the horse. Like, Zenyatta already would be dead. Zenyatta does more damage than the horse, and Zenyatta would already be dead with this amount of hits you shot. Nice. Nice. Well done. I really like your approach to aiming. I like this a lot. Except the dynamite aim. Close. Nearly hit. Careful, you're picking 4 enemies first without a teammate. Again, ideally you can just run through and then peek from the right side because then you have like this so-called shooting lane where you can select how many targets you peek, right? With, like a door. But also you can just go into the mega room and use this shooting lane instead. It's a little bit awkward with the tree, I understand. But still you can limit how much you peek and you can just traverse between these 3 and shoot them like and if you get a hit you get a dynamite health pack, and it's also easy to dynamite. You can actually go back, throw dynamite pretty straight up and it lands back here. This is a difficult dynamite shot. You have to train it. It's not free. But right now you have to dodge too much, so you're missing the shot because you have to dodge enemy hits. Right now we had Bob and all cooldowns. And this is a good time to stop being AFK on main and just go to a hardcore angle and just really walk deep, like here, and really just bob the door. Because you have a dynamite and coach gun, you will live whatever is here. And you can do this and just, if you bob this door, it's really huge for your team. Bobbing from here will be very difficult. Good shots. Yeah, Bob is fine. The thing is with this Bob is that it's very easy to hit you there. So you could actually die before you even send the Bob. Because you're flying a straight arc towards enemies there. So I guess in this elo everyone is shooting tank too much. Yeah, we are rolling out with the teammates against Tuck there. Ideally, of course, we would have like angles like this, where we can actually like have a little bit split from teammates, a little bit better range. Doing this quickly, nice. Give up on it, unfortunate. But tank is dead, it's fine. We cannot risk die here anymore, we have to go safe. This is too risky. It should not have peeked this again. I wouldn't coach him for dynamite, you can just throw it further up. Full aim dynamites. Yeah, so if you play Edge, I would really suggest you train your dynamites. Focus on hitting every single dynamite. Like, not kidding, you have half the value you could have because you're literally missing every single one. Every single one. Every dynamite. Like,
10 seconds.
out of 20 dynamites, I miss one. All 19 dynamites out of 20 burn a target. That's not a tank. Yeah, that's just lack of training. But again, I would choose if you want to like train dynamite and edge and everything, or train soldier. There's no point for you to now to pick both. Yeah, that's it from me. Hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the Reddit chat or hit me up on my stream, twitch.tv/ingame. I will also answer a question there or give more Vodreviews. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.